Therefore, they have concluded that they are the fittest, and they've proven their worth by gaining power, holding onto it intergenerationally, marrying the right types, because their wives are selected for them in these groups and have been for hundreds of years.
And Alan, we have, just to add a point going back, I was backing you up, you see it in the press, you see it in sociology reports, that in Washington, D.C., in New York, in London, that the most popular place is for sadomasochism, and what all of the elitists, whenever they get caught in a sting or happen to get caught, it is hardcore sadomasochism,
yes.
Whereas you or I or a normal nurturative person doesn't like that. They love it, and they love dominating or being dominated, and that interchanges, normally goes both ways. That really is, and then the greatest extension of that is they love to torture small children to death because, it's that great power, and they love hurting something innocent. Would you say in these interlocking, when we come back, I want to go through from your study the different gangs we have, that at the next to the highest level of the pyramid is the scientific gang, where whoever's the most cold-blooded is who is admired, and then above that is the elite families.
There's no doubt. In fact, Huxley himself went through the whole strata of the dominant minority and the scientific elite who were specially bred, including his own group, to help this dominant minority.
And then I want to get into the cloning. The designer baby's already happening, the cloned cows, the cloned milk. They're now having to put on milk that it's cloned or it isn't cloned. I mean, where this brave new world is going with the amazing guest, Alan Watt, on this live Friday edition. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen.
A day unlike any other in the long course of American history, a terrorist act of war against this country.
The enemy struck America on September 11th. But who is the enemy?
Bin Laden. This is his M.O.
We have to look to the Middle East. We have to look to Osama bin Laden.
Fabled Enemies is the first 9/11 film to take a close look at the terrorist ties to intelligence networks inside the United States.
Some U.S. investigators believe that there are Israelis again very much engaged in spying in and on the U.S.
I'm aware that some Israeli citizens have been detained.
Bin Laden's connections to the CIA, the hijackers' ties to the FBI, the Saudi Arabian connection, the Israeli intelligence network, warnings and war games, the shadow government, and much, much more. Fabled Enemies. Get the DVD at Infowars.com or see it in super high quality, along with hundreds of other titles at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
Are you wondering about your retirement portfolio? Are you confident that the financial advisor is experienced enough to combat climbing interest rates, taxes, and inflation? Stop guessing and go to the expert, Robert Chapman of the International Forecaster. When you subscribe to the International Forecaster, you get Robert Chapman's 45 years of experience and concise investment recommendations. Who needs sugar-coated excuses when you can get the cold hard facts and proven investment leads you can't get anywhere else? For a free introductory copy to Robert Chapman's International Forecaster, subscribe now at theinternationalforecaster.com or call 877-479-8178. Experience the difference. When you subscribe, you can email Robert Chapman directly to obtain investment advice tailored just for you. Don't wait another minute. Subscribe today at theinternationalforecaster.com or call 877-479-8178. That's 877-479-8178.
You worry. You see the signs and worry about the future. You worry about economic turmoil and food shortages. How to be prepared while preserving your sanity. Your answer may be at hand. Author Linda Runyon lived off the land, isolated from civilization. She knows that as long as the sun shines, there will be plenty of free food all over God's green earth. Perhaps the only sane insurance is knowledge of wild edible plants. The cost of learning is minimal. Wild food grows everywhere, and you will see it everywhere. It's every bit organic and more nutritious than our modern diets. Well respected in her field, Linda's approach to teaching this subject includes books, flashcards, and video with an emphasis on health, safety, practicality, and joy. Learn how to identify it, where and when to find it, how to prepare, use, and store it. Go to Linda's website, ofthefield.com, and take advantage of special offers. Or if you're not online, call her 24-hour toll-free order line at 888-51-EAT-FREE. That number again, 888-51-EAT-FREE. A little knowledge makes starvation impossible.
heart disease is on the rise. Clogged arteries, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol levels may not be fully detected by you, but the symptoms are there. Loss of energy, blood sugar spikes and drops, poor circulation, and irregular heartbeat are just a few of these that can alert you that something is wrong. Hear how Heart and Body Extract is making a difference in thousands of people's lives across America.
My blood pressure has normalized. My diabetes has totally improved.
Everyone is telling me now how much healthier I look, and I'm telling everyone how much healthier I feel. I recommend Heart and Body Extract to everyone.
Anybody over 40 in the North American continent should be using this product as a preventative to keep their cardiovascular system healthy.
Order your 2-month supply today by calling 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. Or order online, hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract, 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com.
Okay, let's go right back to Alan Watt, breaking down exactly who these elite are. And again, they've written thousands of books on it, thousands of papers, and they laugh and say, look at the slave scum. They can't even read what we're saying we're going to do to them. And they say that's prima facie evidence. I've had, as I know, had Alan, elitist, say, Alex, look, you tell them and they don't even listen to you. See, you need to join us. And I say, listen, I'm a nurtured person. I know what I do to others comes back on me. You people are evil. And you've helped dumb people down. You've accelerated the domestication and the institutionalization of the public. And this is a great crime against life, against our species, against humanity. And they just snicker. It's... Or they act sad and go, well, you just don't know the law of nature, do you? We're just doing something inevitable. If we didn't act like this, somebody else would. Alan Watt.
Yeah, that's exactly how they rationalize it. As I say, through the Darwinian studies of different species and so on, they go down through the sea urchins and all of these things and different groups that came down through the ages. They've never found missing links, but that's not the point. The point is things go extinct. And we do have evidence of that. Different animals go extinct. So they put man in the same category, and they couch it in phases or stages of mankind, from the early types to the present type. And they truly believe that they themselves, because they're up there in academia, they're in the sciences, they have positions of power and control, they believe they're a separate species, that they have evolved. And the old types that used to work in factories and so on during the 20th century are now obsolete and have to go. And they even rationalize why they must go according to the laws of this Darwinian theory, that if the old type come into the new system, they'll overwhelm the elite who have got evolved even higher and bring down that high group. That's what they truly believe. This is identical to Hinduism. Hinduism goes through this. And I think that's the connecting link between much of higher Freemasonry and this New World Order. In Hinduism, they believe there are cycles in nature that last millions of years, different phases. They call them ages. And at the end of each age, those that evolve, remember, they start from slime into amoebas and through animals, through transmigration of souls and all this kind of stuff. And eventually they get to this advanced type, and they go on into the next wave while the old type dies off. It's identical to Darwinism, and you have to ask yourself, did Darwinism come first, or did they simply copy the Hinduistic philosophies?
Or the Babylonian mystical religions is the same thing. Transhumanists, now the low-level kind of porch transhumanists, like porch masons, don't know or haven't read the real dogma, but Aldous Huxley's brother, the head UN eugenicist, the head eugenicist worldwide at the time, he said we've got to change to transhumanism. So transhumanism, the founder of it says it is the new name for eugenics. And he says, and now they say at these big eugenics conferences, transhumanist conferences they have, or posthumanist, they say, you will take brain chips, you will evolve into the cybernetic, if we even let you, if you prove your worth, and all the rest of you will die because you're not evolving. And so, we face it on that front.
Yes, as I say, it's all out in the open today. And what's interesting, too, is their use of words or linguistics. Some call it psycholinguistics. And some of the neurosciences call it neurolinguistics, by the use of different words to cover up the same agenda that used to be called eugenics. The general population